History was Anatoly Moskvin's passion. He was a journalist in Nizhny Novgorod, the fifth largest city in Russia, spoke 13 languages, and had a wide range of travel and teaching experience. The self-described necropolist, Moskvin also claimed to be an expert on cemeteries. After the bodies of 29 girls, ranging in age from 3 to 25, were discovered mummified in Moskvin's apartment in 2011, he was taken into custody. He blames an incident that occurred when he was 13 for his fixation with the macabre. Moskvin described how on his way home from school, he was stopped by a group of individuals dressed in black suits. They pulled little Anatoly along to the funeral of 11-year-old Natasha Petrova and forced him to kiss the girl's corpse. The corpse-kissing occurrence remained a fascination with Anatoly Moskvin. As a schoolboy, he started to explore cemeteries. Moskvin asserted to have visited 752 cemeteries in Nizhny Novgorod between 2005 and 2007. He studied the biographies of people interred there and wrote thorough notes on each one. In fact, he claimed that one night before a funeral, he slept inside a coffin. However, Anatoly Moskvin's observations went beyond simple observation. Locals started finding graves that belonged to their loved ones desecrated, sometimes fully dug up, in 2009. The government chose to strengthen police units of teams made up of the most seasoned detectives who specialized in extremist crimes since they believed it was being done by some extremist organizations. Detective leads were fruitless for almost 2 years. No one was sure why graves were still being vandalized. Following a terrorist assault in 2011 at Moscow's Domodedovo airport, there was a lull in the inquiry. Soon after, Nizhny Novgorod's Muslim graves were allegedly vandalized, according to allegations heard by officials. The location of the vandalism was revealed to be a cemetery where someone had painted over the images of Muslim deceased while leaving other gravestones undamaged. Anatoly Moskvin was eventually apprehended here. After catching him at the Muslim cemetery, 8 police officers went to his apartment to gather information. They were all astonished by what they discovered there. The 45-year-old man resided in a compact apartment with his parents. Authorities discovered life-size doll-sized figures all over the apartment. The figures had a vintage doll appearance. Some had makeup applied over their faces that Moskvin had covered in fabric, while others wore knee-high boots. Additionally, he had cloth wrapped their hands. But these weren't toys. Rather, they were the mummified remains of young women. One of the bodies began to play music as soon as cops moved it. Many of the dolls' trunks featured music boxes that Moskvin had inserted. Maps of nearby cemeteries, doll-making instructions, photos and plaques that had been removed from gravestones were also scattered throughout the apartment. Anatoly Moskvin acknowledged that he would cover the decomposing bodies with clothes. Then he would create doll faces or nylon tights around their faces. Additionally, he would put toys or buttons in the girls' eye sockets so they could watch cartoons with him. He said that he had uncovered girls' graves out of loneliness. He claimed that although he was single, having kids was his greatest goal. Due to his insufficient income, Russian adoption agencies refused to let Moskvin adopt a child. Moskvin continued by saying that he took the actions he did while waiting for science to discover a method of reviving the deceased. He preserved the girls in the interim using a basic mixture of salt and baking soda. He observed his dolls' birthdays as if they were his own children. In total, 29 life-size dolls were found by the authorities in Anatoly Moskvin's residence. They were 3 to 25 years old. He kept one corpse for almost 9 years. 12 offenses, all of which involved the vandalism of graves, were brought against Moskvin. He was referred to as the Lord of the Mummies by Russian media. In court, Moskvin admitted to 44 charges of mistreating graves and corpses. Following his punishment, Anatoly Moskvin was given a schizophrenia diagnosis and given a prison term in a mental hospital.